Hello everyone, this is Nick Souza talking to you yet again about the Dungeons and the Dragons. If you haven't met me previously, my name is Nick. I am the Director of Operations for the Digital Arts Experience. We are a family-owned company that focuses on STEAM-based classes. So we do everything from like programming to game design to graphic design, photography, all kinds of stuff. That's all good things, but we also run a D&D club, which I happen to be the organizer for. We find that D&D is a really good outlet for kids because they get to work together, they get to socialize. Plus, it's just a really fun time. So if you aren't familiar with Dungeons and Dragons or you're looking for a group to get together, I definitely encourage you to go check our website out at dnd.thedae.com. We've got a bunch of really cool stuff up there, and I think it'd be worth it to go and check out. Now, the reason that I am talking to you today is this is a quick update video to the previous video I made 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. But in that video, I talked about creating a sort of little guide called Greybeard's Cornucopia of Everything. And the idea behind it, if you're not familiar with the Everything series of books from Wizards of the Coast, essentially the Everything books are extensions to the D&D game. So you get things like more spells, more magic items, extensions of like character classes, new rules, extensions to the game, that kind of stuff. And I thought it would be cool for me and the club members to come up with specific items that were Thanksgiving themed. So we made Greybeard's Cornucopia of Everything. We had a few members who sent in a couple of cool items. I made one or two things myself, and I thought it'd be cool just to showcase it and see what we did, because this is just another layer of the Dungeons and Dragons Club. Yes, we do have the games where we sit down, we roll dice, and we participate in a really cool activity together, but we also have these really cool little activities that are outside of the club, so that way, you know, we can continue to socialize and continue to just, you know, extend our creativity and do some really cool stuff. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the document right now. So welcome to Greybeard's Cornucopia of Everything. We've already got a few magic items on here. We've got, I think, a monster, a character class, and I can't remember what the last thing was, but we've got some cool stuff in here. So let's actually go ahead and take a look. So let me go ahead and zoom in here. So the first magic item was, of course, the cornucopia. Essentially, it is a horn that gives you a bunch of food, but I thought a really cool addition to this was that the horn works with charges. So the more charges that you expend, well, you don't expend more charges to get more food, but you can expend one charge to get up to food and water for 10 people. But if you extend 3 charges, you can cast Hero's Feast. This is a really cool spell that basically gives you, I think it's poison resistance, and then saves on wisdom saving throws. Basically, you can stop something from whammy bamming your brain and like taking over you a little bit. But that is essentially what the cornucopia is. It's a really cool item. The turkey club I talked about previously. This is one of my favorite items because it is a wooden club that looks exactly like a turkey leg, which is great. You get bonuses to your attack rolls, but if you're hit with it, you have to make a Constitution saving throw, or you become charmed, and the instinct is you have to sit down and share a meal. I thought this was very clever. What's cool about the item is that you get the attack bonuses all the time, but the Constitution saving throw isn't super high, so there is always a chance that you can get charmed, but it's not like going to break the game as you get. It's not like, you know, crazy tiered monsters will, you know, have trouble saving against it. So I thought that was pretty well balanced. And then we have the fowl suit. This one was interesting. Essentially, you wear a full body suit, sort of like a mascot, and you resemble a wild turkey. What's cool here, though, is that once per day, you can cast the polymorph spell, but you can only turn someone or something into a turkey. The saving throw is a little bit higher, but for whoever's wearing this, you can't wear armor. So I thought that was a decent trade-off, and you don't have to maintain concentration to have the spell last for an hour, which is pretty cool. So I thought that would just be hilarious to see a guy just walking through town. He's just like, boom, you're a turkey now. Just like, ah! Now, the next item is one that I made. We actually didn't get as many monster submissions as as I thought we would get, which is, that's totally fine. Everyone can submit whatever they want. Actually, I don't remember if it was myself or a member who came up with the Gravy Ooze idea, but I wrote the stats for it. So I should clarify that. So let's zoom in here. So the idea behind the Gravy Ooze is just what it sounds like. It is a ooze, or if you're familiar with, say, the gelatinous cube monster, which is a classic D&D, the Gravy Ooze essentially smells so good that if you step within 10 feet of it, you have to make a charisma saving throw, or you are basically going to be drawn closer to the creature, which is going to, of course, give it a chance to attack you with its pseudopod little technique there. The only other major change to this, which I thought was fine, usually with oozes, they are weak against fire. And this one has resistance to fire. You can still damage it, but if you do strike it with fire, smoke is expelled in a certain radius, and everyone has to make a saving throw, or they inhale smoke and take some fire damage, which I thought was a pretty fun way to just kind of like change the expectations on the player a little bit. It's not a ton of damage. It's a pretty low-level creature, so I was pretty comfortable with letting it do that. If it was like, 10d6 or something, that would have been ridiculous. So this is just a really fun monster that changes things up in an interesting way. Now we've got the character class, the Path of Poultry. This is really fun because this goes off of the Berserker. I'm sorry, not the Berserker. It's the Barbarian class. The Berserker is a subclass. This is really cool because essentially this takes on one of the subclasses for Barbarian is you get a spirit animal, and of course, what's better than a turkey? The focus on this particular class, though, is that this actually becomes more of a support class. So not the Berserker, I keep saying that, the Barbarian Turkey Totem Warrior, there we go, mouthful, it will essentially give you the ability to take the help action of a bonus action, give you some more movement, so you can help people during combat. You get advantage on any searches that come into play when trying to find your lost flock, and when you get to higher levels, you can essentially puff yourself up to be a super large turkey, which is pretty, well, not a turkey, but you get to puff yourself up to a larger size, doing a little bit more damage, which I thought was just a bunch of fun. So you can just picture this like really big barbarian character just kind of like running around, just going just like gobbling like a turkey, and then just doing all this crazy stuff. It's a hilarious thought in my opinion. I did get one spell submission. This was actually built off of another creature. There's a really cool website called GM Binder, which essentially is a community-driven sort of site where everyone can like show like their D&D stuff. So I made sure to include a link to the creature that this references to. In this case, it's a literal hand turkey. I'll show a little image on the screen here. This was made by, it's a D&D monster now, and this is probably one of the most terrifying things that I've ever seen. It is literally a turkey made of hands. Which is pretty crazy, but one of our users decided to have a spell that conjures a hand turkey, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. So he rewrote this and using some of the guides from the D&D books, which is pretty cool. And then this is just a page to thank everyone who contributed to this. So we had Duder1567, More Hit Points, Parmesan, Jala LD, and Pistons all contribute to making this really cool and fun document. So we actually also have this on our website. So if you want to use these in your D&D games, or if you're playing in one of our games, you can request to your DM to use one of these items. They may ask you to pay gold for it. They may ask some sort of other requirements, so just bear that in mind. We may not give it to you for free. So that was just a quick update for Greybeard's cornucopia of everything. It was a really fun document to make. Everyone had a really fun time coming up with different ideas. And one of the things that I would like to do for December is to actually do another one of these documents, but have it be Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa themed. Whatever holiday you celebrate, we're going to be making a Greybeard's name pending of everything for the month of December. So you can actually go ahead and participate in this as well, even if you're not a club member. We always encourage people from the D&D community or anyone who's just looking to do something creative to come in and help out. So if you want to submit an item for Greybeard's name pending of everything, all you need to do is to basically write me an email, tell me what the item is, what it does, how it works, if you happen to know the D&D mechanics for how you want your item to work, and then basically describe its effects. Does it give more damage? Does it let you make a save against certain conditions? Does it summon a creature? Does it, give you the ability to walk through the plains? Whatever it might be. Feel free to be a little creative with this. The one thing that I would encourage everyone to do, though, is to try and make an item that's pretty well balanced. And what I mean by that is you don't want to make, say, the great sword of world-ending conditions. So you swing the sword and the world implodes on itself. while that's a really fun idea, that may or may not, no, it's going to break the game. We want everyone to be creative with this, but remember, these have to be used in the actual game. We want them to be actually used by our members. So bear in mind that these items have to be somewhat balanced for the game. Bear in mind, you can change the type of magic item. There's different types of magic items in D&D. Some being, I think the ratings are uncommon. No, it's common, uncommon, rare, very rare, and then legendary. So if you want to make, say, a legendary item that gives a bunch of cool benefits, you can definitely do that. Just maybe don't put them on the world-ending part of the scale. Maybe tone it back just a little bit. So tell me what the item does, describe it, if it has any physical attributes, is it restricted by class? Feel free to get creative with this and just send an email to me. I may tweak a couple of things just to make it work for the document, but for the most part, we'd be happy to include you at the end of the document like we did with the other users. Thank you for your submission, and we'll put it up on our website where everyone can access it. I think it's a really cool, fun activity, and, you know, maybe it will be something to do for the month of December. Oh, another quick note, if you'd like to draw, feel free to include a drawing of your submission along with the item. We'll throw it into the document. It'll be a lot of fun. So that is my spiel for the D&D Club and the little update regarding Greybeard's name pending of everything. Really need to figure out that name soon. So again, I definitely encourage you to come by, participate, go check out our club website. If you want to get involved in our D&D club, please feel free to let me know. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Or you could just sign up for a session, hop in and try a game out, and we'll see how it goes. However, keep a lookout for future announcements because we know that D&D can be a little intimidating for first-time players, so we're planning to have a free game for people who have never played with us before every month. So I will be coming up with the announcement for that fairly soon, so keep an eye out for that. And say hi in the comments if you like D&D. If you've run any like Christmas campaigns before, let us know. We're always interested to hear more stories, and maybe we will see you at the tables at some point in the future. So, happy soon-to-be holidays? I don't know where I was going with that. But in any event, thank you for joining me, and maybe I'll see you next time. Hope to see you at the table, guys. Bye!